Professor Black Ops, you said, let's get it. Jackson County responds to a potential ransomware attack. Got to be careful out there. Let's see their press release. Kansas City, Missouri, Jackson County has identified significant disruption within its IT systems, potentially attributable to a ransomware attack. Early indications suggest operational inconsistency across its digital infrastructure, and certain systems has been rendered inoperative while others continue to function as normal. System impacted so far include tax systems, online property, marriage license, inmate search. As a result, the assessment collection and reorder of deeds office at the county location will be closed until further notice. Wow. So once again, we're going to talk about that. They don't have incident response. They don't have a backup plan. Anything you do digitally, you need to be able to do by paper. It's important to note that Kansas City Board of Elections and Jackson County Board of Elections are not impacted by the system outage. The county has promptly notified law enforcement and enlisted the expertise of IT security contractors to assist in the investigation and remediation of the situation. Integrity of our digital network and confidentiality of residents' data in the counties is the top priority. At the time, we do not have any information suggest that any data has been compromised. We're currently in the early stages of diagnostic procedures, working closely with our cybersecurity partners to thoroughly explore all possibilities and identify the root cause of the situation. While the investigation considers ransomware as a potential cause, comprehensive analyses are underway to confirm the exact nature of the disruption. Immediate action has been taken to secure systems across further compromises. Our team has worked diligently to restore a functional operational capacity to impact services. The county recognized the impact these closures have on its residents. We appreciate the community's patience and understanding during this time, and we'll provide more information later. So real quick, let's just check out a quick news article about that also. Let's switch over.
Another issue facing the Jackson County Assessment Department. Not long lines or wait times this time, but now you can't even get in at all. The county says it's a ransomware attack and it's responsible for disrupting some of its systems.
Due to this, the assessment, collection, and recorder of deeds offices at all county locations are closed until further notice. KCTV5 Samantha Boring is live from the Jackson County Assessment Department in downtown. Samantha, what have you learned about the attack and the effect on customers?
Hey, Zach. Well, we do know that this does not have any effect on today's election, though that did not stop Jackson County Executive Frank White from issuing this state of emergency today due to the cyber attack. It's leaving many people frustrated when trying to pay their taxes or access other services here or in Independence, especially because the assessment department has not been easy to get into these last few months.
Status update from Notary.
Phyllis Hampton was waiting for an appointment with Jackson County Notary Services on Tuesday. She got a text letting her know to arrive at the historic Truman Courthouse in Independence.
It says, thanks, your estimated time is now 1 minute. 1 minute for what?
She called beforehand because she had heard of the ransomware attack.
And I called and she said, yeah, I've got your paperwork. Just come on down and be here at your appointed time.
She arrived, the doors locked, a situation many facing Tuesday.
They've had a lot of problems.
Following long lines and wait times over the last few months, the assessment department and county executive Frank White Jr. now dealing with this problem. Tax payments and online property, marriage license and inmate searches all down until further notice.
You can't hide from these situations, good, bad, or indifferent. The reality of leadership is you got to be present.
Jackson County legislator Manny Abarca wants to see more done, adding the impact to the assessment department could be catastrophic.
It's concerning that we can't get a handle on this situation with the assessment department.
White's state of emergency, saying this will facilitate necessary financial flexibility to address the current emergency, and White mandated immediate action from county staff to ensure protection of residents' data. The county also saying it secured systems against further compromise as it works to restore operations. A recent statement from the county says offices will be closed tomorrow and could likely be closed for the rest of the week. This to ensure the integrity of the network after this attack. We are expecting an update from the county tomorrow on what's next for the attack. Live from downtown Kansas City, Samantha Boring, KCTV 5 News.
Just one problem after another. Thank you, Samantha.
And it's real out here. And I worked at a very medium-sized state. I ain't gonna say a large state, but once one agency gets hit, their network a lot of times is shared. So it could go from the assessor, they say taxes, that's usually Department of Revenue. You have SSA, food stamp, child services, BMV, DMV. So when you get hit at a state, there's a lot of things, as they say, multiple departments can be affected. Right? So let's look at this other quick article to see some things you can put in place to kind of block some of that stuff or remediate some of that stuff. And so let's talk about that a little bit. You see it on the screen. How to avoid ransomware, block common forms of entry, patch vulnerabilities, hard and remote access like RDP and VPNs, prevent intrusions, stop threats early before they can infiltrate or infect your endpoints, endpoint software. A lot of times training is a big deal. I don't see training listed on here. So what is training? Don't click on things. Make sure you hover over the link so you can see if it's actually coming from the vendor you're thinking it's from. So that training is a huge deal because a lot of times your first line of defense is if you don't click on it or file for the phishing, then you wouldn't get the ransomware. Detection intrusion. Microsoft's got a lot of stuff. You got the Defender, Intruder. They got a ton of stuff. Malware preventions, virus protection. That's a lot of stuff that comes out of the base package of Microsoft around. This is the big one, right? Stop malicious encryption. Deploy endpoint detection and response software, threat down EDR. Create offsite, online, and backups. Right. So if you get hit, you should be able to restore your systems back to before you got hit. So once you figure out what happens and you get those vulnerability patch, you should have your offline backups or online backups, or have them in Azure, have them in AWS, have them in Google. Up to the point now, if you don't have a big organization, you could compress them. I will put them in multiple cloud vendors. And don't get attacked twice. That's a big one. Once you isolated the outbreak, stop the first attack, you must remove any traces of the attacker, their malware, their tools, their methods of entry to avoid being attacked again. Because a lot of times when you get attacked, they put extra backdoors. They have malware stuff on time bombs, meaning at a different time, 3 months later, it might start up another malware so it can get a backdoor. And so those are some of the things you need to check. Missouri is a decent sized state. You would think they would have a better handle on their cybersecurity. So it seems like they're struggling, but once again, that's really quite normal these days. Once again, Professor Black Ops, please subscribe. Trying to get back online. Everybody have a good weekend.